All right, welcome back to another episode of the Empty Gym Podcast. I'm Jack Hobson, joined today by my co-host Adam Pollard, and back for his second time in two episodes, we have Jackson Swanson as our guest. Jackson, thanks for joining us again.
Yep.
um, no, not a whole lot to talk about, but we got committed to doing a schedule of these, so we want to stay committed to the schedule, and thought we'd put out a podcast. So
Here we are.
yeah, we also got new microphones. Me and Adam did. So
Now
hopefully the
this is a
sound.
high budget show. Remember last episode I said it was a low budget show. Now this is a high budget show.
I'd say like medium, but
Thank you, Amazon Prime Day.
thank you Prime Day for making this as low budget as it could possibly get, while still being somewhat high quality, a little bit.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this weekend Rory won the Scottish. Uh, didn't watch it. No, I'm excited for the Open this weekend though. But any thoughts on Rory winning the Scottish?
Not too many, but it is good to see Rory back. I wouldn't go as far as saying that Rory's all the way back, but it is good to see that Rory has won something. I think the last time he won was the Canadian Open last year.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's won this season.
But yeah, I think, like I said, I couldn't watch it either. I just it was on, and when I passed it, I would look at it a little bit. But I could be remembering this wrong, but I think he had a 54-hole lead.
I think so too, if I remember seeing Twitter right.
That's where I get most of my news from. Sports news, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good for Rory. Rory's back.
Jackson, any thoughts on Rory?
No, I didn't catch the golf tournament this weekend. I was just waiting to get geared up next weekend for the British.
There you go. That little load management this weekend. Get
Yep.
ready for the Open this
Yep.
weekend. This next weekend.
There'll be a lot of golf watched next weekend.
Yeah, I was saving up my waking up earlys for this weekend because I think the coverage starts at for me it's like 4 a.m. every day, I think. So then for Jackson it's 3, and excuse me, Adam, for you it's like 1, I think. So either late night or early morning for you, but yeah, saving the early alarm checks for this weekend for the Open, but yeah, should be a fun tournament. The Open's always fun because it's a kind of unique style. Same with the Scottish, like the links style golf. Don't see much anything like it in the States. So this is always definitely a unique Open with I just know like those. I feel like every bunker in Great Britain is like 18 feet deep.
That is a fact, yes.
And all those greens are so weirdly sloped all the time. So I don't know. Should be fun. But yeah, I was talking golf. D Hop to the Titans.
D-Hops to the Titans.
Titans get DeAndre Hopkins. Kind of an interesting spot for him. Thought he might want to go to more of a Super Bowl contender, but Titans are a solid team. We'll see what happens. Tannehill's still their quarterback.
He is, but they did get a draft day steal with Will Levis in the second
yeah.
round. So we'll see how long Tannehill is the quarterback there.
Yeah.
But the deal for D-Hop was a 2-year, $26 million deal with the Titans. I think last year, if I remember correctly, the Titans had like historically low numbers with the receivers numbers. I think their tight end maybe led the team in yards, and they don't really have good tight ends. It's not like they have Travis Kelce on their team and Mark Andrews on their team. So, I mean, D-Hop, it's a good addition, but like you said, I did think D-Hop was going to go somewhere more, because he is older. I felt like he was going to go somewhere more where he could contend for at least maybe an AFC Championship, NFC Championship kind of thing. I kind of thought he was going to go to the Bills. I felt like the Bills were going to be a good fit for him and a cheap fit for him. But we'll see how it works with in Tennessee. I think Will Levis, when he gets in, he'll be a good, solid veteran receiver for him to throw to, kind of somebody who you can rely on. And that's good for a rookie quarterback coming into the league.
Yeah, I mean, he probably could have gone to somewhere like the Bills or probably not the Chiefs. They're pretty good at receiver, but one of those more like Super Bowl contenders, but had to take a pay cut, so that probably played part of it. Getting to be able to make a little bit more money with Tennessee, so it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, today we're just kind of gonna talk a little football. There's not a whole lot to talk about right now, so I know me and Adam are particularly excited about the Bears. We got Justin Fields coming back, second full year as a starter. We got what's his name, DJ Moore in the trade with Carolina. We got Darnell Mooney, got Cole Kmet. We got a good young core, I feel like, and the defense made some additions. Defense is not the typical Chicago Bears gritty defense like we've seen in years past, but I think it'll be good enough to do the job.
Yeah, I think in the offseason we did sign two pretty good linebackers, kind of embracing the monsters of the Midway that the previous Chicago Bears defenses have had, with signing Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards, who I thought TJ Edwards was one of the steals of free agency. He was signed pretty early, maybe like the first day or two, third day maybe. But he's coming off of a Super Bowl appearance with the Eagles, and that was a very good defense. I think he brings a lot to the team. And then Tremaine Edwards is kind of a sideline-to-sideline linebacker to have, and kind of someone who you want to have on your team. And then we have Jack Sanborn, who is second year, I believe. Heard really good things about him. I believe we drafted him like a year or two ago. So yeah, I'm excited. We also drafted some nice corners. Obviously, yes, the DJ Moore trade was the highlight of our off season.
But got the O lineman from Tennessee in the first round.
First round pick. Yeah, we just really needed guys to protect Justin Fields. I believe we signed a right guard from the Titans. I can't remember his name in free agency as well. But yeah, protect Justin Fields, let him do his thing, and then DJ Moore, just throw the ball to him.
Any Bears thoughts, Jackson?
No, I'm not that big in on the Bears. I do like their the two running backs they got too. The Bijan Robinson's backup, Roschon Johnson.
Yeah, he's good.
With super high on him, like step in and already kind of like not a veteran because he's a rookie, but he knows the game well. And then Dante Foreman from the Panthers. I thought he was really good in Carolina whenever Christian McCaffrey wasn't just taking his reps. Whenever McCaffrey was out or after he got traded, he was killing it for them.
Yeah, Bears are going to be good. I feel like, I hope. And that will segue us into our next segment, which similar in a way to good or bad for the MLB teams, in the fact that I don't know how much any of us know about these teams because the NFL offseason, I think, has to be the longest offseason, right? Like,
it feels like it.
Definitely feels like it at least, but I feel like all these moves that were made in like March and April and stuff, like I completely forgot about. So I don't know who's on what team really. So this is probably going to go a lot off field, but we're going to predict division champs in the NFL this year. So let's just kick it off with the NFC North since we're talking about them. And I'm going to tell you, today I was driving home from work and I was listening to a podcast about I was listening to the Snake Draft podcast from Barstool Chicago. they're talking about regional foods, and the Chicago Italian beef got brought up. So it
Top
got
tier, by the way.
just got me on a spiral. I went to Lou Malnati's in Indianapolis, got a beef, came home, and I thought, what else to do with my beef than eat it while watching Bears highlights? And I'm fully convinced that the Chicago Bears are your 2023 NFC North Division champs.
I have no problems with you saying that whatsoever.
The division's weak. Packers obviously lost Aaron Rodgers. Lions, I know they ended the year good. They're still the Lions. They still are a team that I don't know how much they can necessarily be trusted. They got a good squad. I really like their coach, but I just don't think like they're gonna run away with the division by any means. And the Vikings, let's see, they lost Dalvin Cook, didn't they?
Yeah, he has been released.
Yeah, so he's gone. They do still have Justin Jefferson, which is pretty nice to have. And Kirk Cousins is solid from like he's a very solid quarterback. I don't feel like he's gonna wow anyone necessarily, but he just plays the game well, avoids mistakes, stuff like that. It's been a lot of fun watching him on that quarterback show on Netflix. I've watched a couple episodes of that. It's been really cool to see his process and everything. But I think it's the Bears' year. I think the Bears are coming back. I think it's a weak division. I think anyone can win it. And why can't that be the Chicago Bears?
Yeah, I think the division is the most open that's been in really since Aaron Rodgers left.
Yeah, I was gonna say whatever year
started.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, so it's
Aaron.
very open this year, which is kind of something that you're not used to as a Bears fan because it's always Packers going to win the NFC North and just scratch it. So I do really like the Lions. I thought the draft was a little interesting of what they went with the running back in the first round at 16. That was a little bit of a head scratcher to most people. The Vikings, like you said, still a very good team, but they did release a good amount of their defensive players. So that should be interesting to see. But I'm going to pick the Chicago Bears because why would I not pick any other team other than the Chicago Bears? There's no way we do not win the NFC North. Week 1, we're going to absolutely obliterate the Packers. And
I've never been more excited for a Week 1 game than
I'm
this.
so excited for Week 1. By the way, we should talk about this real quick. So let's just get unbiased thoughts here. Jordan Love, where are we at on him? Unbiased thoughts.
Trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
agree.
it's tough to sit out for that long, as long as he's been in the league and really played no football.
That's true. I didn't even think about that part. Yeah.
I think the only argument that like Packers fans have and like people have for saying he will be like good is the fact that Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for not as long as he did, but he sat behind Brett Favre for a season or two, and then he came in. Like that's the only argument that people are like, oh, well, he can be good now.
I think Favre might have mentored him a little bit, but then I see Aaron Rodgers. I just don't think that's the type of person he is. He's just not there to appease other people. He's just there to try to win games.
There's zero chance that Aaron Rodgers did any mentorship to Jordan Love. I feel like Favre, like, not to say it was the end of his career, but I think once he saw Rodgers and once he kind of saw how good he was, like he kind of knew his time in Green Bay was probably coming to an end. And so I feel like he did. Favre also just seems like a nicer guy too, for some reason. Like Favre just seems like a nice Midwest guy.
Do you remember Favre in the Wrangler jeans commercials?
Yeah, like that's Brett Favre. He's a nice Midwestern guy. I know he's got some bad things in his past, but it seems like a good guy. So I feel like he's the type of guy that would kind of take Rodgers under his wing and help him out. Aaron Rodgers, excuse my language, but Aaron Rodgers is a piece of shit and
fact
terrible person, and he would never help out anyone, especially his competitor in Jordan Love, because there were times I remember when Rodgers was terrible for the first couple of weeks. I think it was either not this past season, but the season before. Wasn't it when he threw like 4 picks in week 1 or something like that?
That might have been this year where he started out pretty bad.
That was awesome to watch.
Yeah, it was awesome. And people are thinking like, oh, maybe Rodgers is done. Maybe we need Jordan Love. And I was all for that. Because I knew Aaron Rodgers was not done. I was hoping that he was, but I knew he wasn't. And so it seems like Rodgers is the type of guy that's like, oh, people kind of want Jordan Love and forgot how good I am. I'm not going to help this kid at all. So I think Jordan Love is coming into this year not knowing what to do at all. And
Aaron Rodgers is a very petty individual.
Terrible person.
Terrible person. That's confirmed.
Yeah. I'm going to pick the Bears too, though. I think one thing that's an advantage is getting the last place schedule and playing other last place teams in your extra games. Whereas I think the Vikings, they kind of benefited from that a year before, not last place, but that now having the Vikings having a first place schedule is going to be tough for them. And I think the Lions are just maybe one more year away. I don't know if I like Jared Goff or not.
It is kind of funny, though, how the NFL still does the scheduling like that, where you play the other teams that are finished in the same place as you, because teams can change so much year to year. So it's like for a team like the Vikings that has to play all these other first place teams from last year, which who knows, they could maybe have dropped too, but because I can't remember exactly who's on their schedule, but I mean the Vikings, like I said, released Dalvin Cook, released a bunch of guys on their defense, so it's like now you got a team who's kind of trying to figure out their identity again this year after having such a good year last year, and they got a really tough schedule to play against. Whereas the Bears, you're kind of building up and rebuilding, and now you get to play a fairly easier schedule. So could play to the Bears' advantage. And personally, I don't think it matters who we're playing. I think 17-0 is the goal no matter what. But I'll settle for 13-4. But I think the Bears are division champs.
I concur. I don't think there's any other outcome that I see of NFC North right there.
Any other thoughts on the North?
Don't currently know.
Any division in particular that you guys want to jump to?
Let's just go to NFC East. I feel like that's always just a division that beats down on each other.
Yeah. NFC East, I really want to say no one is going to win that division.
That would be so funny if they all tied. You know how awesome that would be?
That would be the most NFC East thing ever if they all just tied. But I don't even know. Who?
So, I mean, if you look at the NFC East, you got Giants, Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys. Last year, I don't want to toot my own horn, but last year I did predict. This was more of a self-prediction. I think I might have told one person. Shout out Ryan Drager, told him, I believe. I did say the Eagles were going to run away with that division. They did. So I'm going to pick the Eagles again. I don't see any reason not to pick them. I feel like the Cowboys are going to be in contention, going into week 13 like they usually are. Week 13, 14, and then they'll just take a dump and do something that the Cowboys always do. So I'm going to go Eagles.
Jackson?
Yeah, I'm going to go Eagles also. I think they are one of the handful of the best teams in football. The Giants, they tried to get better offensively, got Darren Waller.
Did he cut out?
Jackson is now frozen. I'll finish what he was saying. But they did get Darren Waller. So I think that was a good pickup for him. I feel like it's one of those pickups that people do not remember, like you said. But he's a good addition to have. They did re-sign Daniel Jones to a pretty big contract, which he had a good year last year. It is also Daniel Jones. You have that in the back of your head.
Yeah. Hand up also. I tried to give the disclaimer before this that I didn't really remember much of football or anything. Forgot that the Eagles were in the Super Bowl last year. Um, so
Eagles were in the Super Bowl. That is confirmed.
did forget about that. Do remember now, and I'll go Eagles too. Jackson, you cut out for a minute. Would you like to finish your thought?
Oh yes, I was gonna say that Saquon, he is not playing this year. Like he's not signing his tag, and he didn't get the multi-year deal, so he's still holding out. And then, but the Cowboys, Tony Pollard, he did sign his tender, so he's gonna play, even though they didn't get the deal.
Yeah,
That does kind of show. Sorry, Jack, but it does kind of what Jackson was saying allude to the whole running back dilemmas right now in the NFL. Basically, how, and I do agree with them. The NFL and organizations basically treat running backs like crap. It's just, I mean, you have Austin Eckler, who is I would say he's one of the better players in the NFL, and I believe he wanted to be traded or he's a free agent, something like that. And there's been nothing. Like teams use running backs as just like placeholders, and they don't pay him money. They don't do nothing. It does kind of suck. But I have seen multiple tweets from like Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, McCaffrey said something to Josh Jacobs about how they're just talking about how underappreciated the running back position is. But I do agree with them. It makes sense. The organizations do kind of treat them like crap.
Yeah, I feel like that is definitely the most underappreciated position by far. They're one of the few guys that are involved on every single play outside of linemen, and the sense of like, that they're going to get smoked just about every play, whether they get the ball handed off to them,
Or
and
having to block a linebacker.
Yeah, and there's linebackers and D line running after them and tackling them down, or like you said, on pass, if they are in pass protection, having to block these blitz and linebackers. They're getting smoked just about every play, which is why these guys aren't signing very, very big deals at all. No one really wants to invest money into a running back just for the high potential of them getting hurt. So that definitely is an underappreciated position. So it ties in very much to the Giants. Like you said, with Saquon holding out, so that could really hurt them. And but yeah, I think it's the Eagles' division to lose. Uh, they're a very good team. Obviously, went to the Super Bowl last year, confirmed. But yeah, any
They
other?
also had a draft. They got Jalen Carter. I think a couple other good defensive players.
Sidney Brown.
Yep.
Sidney Brown. So yeah, I'm an Eagles fan. Sidney Brown on the Philadelphia Eagles this year. Want to go NFC South?
Let's go NFC South.
What do we got? I got nothing.
Okay, NFC South. We're looking at Panthers, Bucks, Saints, and Falcons. So kind of a dumper of a division.
No Tom Brady.
No Tom Brady. Confirmed. Tom Brady has retired. People forget. There's really no right answer here, and there's no wrong answer here. These teams are kind of just garbage. Just to be honest, I mean, I don't really know how other way to
Is
put
the
it.
NFC South the new is the NFC South the new NFC East?
I would say so. Only other division you can maybe put up there would be the AFC South, but they have the Jaguars and they're actually kind of good. People forget Jaguars good. You hear Jaguars and you think bad, but Jaguars actually kind of good.
Back to the Blake Bortles days.
Shout out Blake.
Shout out Blake.
Blake of the year.
Blake, I do have a UFC Blake Bortles jersey sitting in my closet over here at school.
Blake Bortles, for people who forget, he took the Jaguars to an AFC Championship game.
That's just
They should have won.
That's a wild stat.
I know we're supposed to be talking NFC South right now, and also like the 2023 season, but that's awesome, dude. Blake Bortles went to an AFC Championship game.
Blake Bortles might be up there on like one of my favorite just Well, one, athletes of just in general, but there's people.
Yeah.
They actually should have beat the Patriots in that game. Miles Jack scooped that fumble and ran it for a touchdown, but they blew it dead, even though it should have counted. And they would have beat Tom Brady and the Patriots.
NFL confirmed Rick. So what you're saying is Blake Bortles should have a max contract by now and at least a ring. Confirmed.
Why doesn't one of the NFC South teams pick him up?
Well, he retired, remember?
Yeah, he'll come back.
It doesn't sound like he really wants to.
South is probably the worst division in football.
Yeah.
Like, what is Blake Bortles doing right now that he can't come back and be quarterback of the Falcons?
He's golfing, and he's just hanging with his kids. That's the last I have heard from the boat, the Blake of all time.
Shout out. But yeah, let's get to the NFC North.
NFC South.
NFC South.
I'm gonna go Panther pick here though.
What were you saying, Jackson?
Who's the Falcons quarterback? They had Mariota, but then I think they he quit at the end of the year. They let him go.
Desmond Ridder right now from Cincinnati. Garbage. So yeah, Falcons are a dumpster fire, but they do have Bijan Robinson.
Who's the Bucks quarterback?
Cal Trask, I believe. So yeah, great quarterback division.
The Saints got Jameis.
I don't think the Saints do have Jameis.
They don't have Jameis anymore?
Do they have?
No, they have Derek Carr now. That's actually my pick, though, is I'm going to pick the Saints here.
I'm going to pick the Saints. I've heard of their quarterback. Well, he's in the NFL.
I've heard of their quarterback, and he's not a rookie, so.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think Bryce Young could be good in the NFL, but they have, maybe one other good player.
They did sign Adam Thielen, and they signed Miles Sanders as well, but I don't think it's Panthers back. I'm rooting for the Panthers to go 0-17, as I feel Jack is.
The winner of this division could have 7 wins.
And what's funny is there will be one team from this division that will be in the playoffs.
Has to be.
Wild.
Yeah, rooting for the Panthers to go 0-17. I'll take another number 1 pick. For those that don't know, the Bears do have the Panthers pick next year. So now we have 3 teams to root for as Bears fans. The Bears, whoever's playing the Packers, and now whoever's playing the Panthers. Do the Packers and Panthers play each other this year?
I don't know, but let me check on that because I will be rooting. I don't know who I'll be rooting for in that game.
Tie.
I think I might root for a tie.
I might for a tie.
The tie around the world.
Oh, also, remember when the Colts and the Texans tied? That was huge for us.
That was.
Everything ties back to the Bears in this podcast.
We do have Packers Panthers Christmas Eve actually.
What a gift that Santa could give us with the tie in that game.
Just sit by the fire with your family and watch some great football and just root for a tie.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts on the NFC South?
No, it's a garbage division. I don't really, like I said, there's no right answer. There's no really wrong answer. It's just I feel like every team here has an equal shot. And not because they're all so good.
Who?
Kamara? Is he going to jail or is he going to play? Or
great question. I'm not too sure. But they do have Chris Olave, confirmed good.
He's good. Michael Thomas, if he plays.
Michael Thomas will probably get hurt by week 3, and then he'll be out for the season. But yes, Michael Thomas very good.
All right. So breakdown of the NFC South conversation. If anyone skipped through that, it was Saints across the board, and Blake Bortles should be the quarterback for one of these teams.
If that's what you take from this podcast, that's all I want you to take there is that Blake Bortles should be a quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. Let's see. NFC West. Rams good.
Rams bad.
Rams bad now?
Rams very bad.
Oh, my bad.
They were very bad last year.
Oh, yeah, they were.
They were garbage last year.
Yeah.
Partly because people figured out from the year they won the Super Bowl that Cooper Kupp is very good. They learned that, and they decided, hey, maybe we should double cover this guy. Maybe put the whole entire focus of our defense on this guy. Matthew Stafford also got hurt, and they have a lot of old guys on their team.
All right, so Rams bad.
Niners good.
Niners good. I do know that.
Seahawks good.
Seahawks Devin Witherspoon.
Cardinals very bad.
Yes.
Dumpster fire of a team.
Kyler Murray has a video game limit.
In his contract. I think that is the funniest thing in all of sports.
Jackson, and any NFC West thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's just all 49ers. I think them and the Eagles are just the best two teams in the NFC.
Yeah.
I concur.
The only two teams that could play in the Super Bowl.
Is Trey Lance is the 49ers quarterback now, right?
He's on the team, but it's more Purdy.
Oh, yeah.
Did they get Sam Darnold?
They do have Sam Darnold.
Okay,
so decent quarterback room in San Francisco.
Do we know who their number one is yet, or?
I don't know if they come out and said it.
Purdy got Tommy John, so I don't know if he'll be back. Or did he get Tommy John or his shoulder?
It was like his UCL, so it might have been Tommy John or some surgery similar to that.
I didn't know quarterbacks got Tommy John, but
yeah, I think it's because he got hit when he threw.
Oh yeah, I remember that, and then he came back in and couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah, the 2022 NFL season is just coming back to Jack Hobson currently.
Yeah, I'm remembering all this stuff. I'll just flip on Red Zone, or I usually just watch the Bears game, and when the Bears aren't playing, I flip on Red Zone, and then I don't never really pay attention because I'm usually doing homework, while trying to also
nerd.
You got to do it sometimes.
I cannot wait to hear 7 hours of commercial-free football.
Yeah, dude, that's the only reason that I like Bears bye weeks is that I can literally just turn on Red Zone and not think about anything else.
Oh, it's the best.
But
plus, we can't lose in a bye week. It's always nice.
That too. But yeah, 49ers good, Rams bad, Cardinals bad, Seahawks good.
I would say it's all 49ers here, but I would not be too terribly surprised to see the Seahawks maybe play for a wild card spot.
I'm kind of opposite on the Seahawks. I think Geno Smith could have a comeback down to earth year and not be as good. Because he was one of the NFL passing leaders last year.
Yeah, it was good for Geno. He did sign another deal. They did get, I think, a steal in the draft with Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State. And then obviously Devin Witherspoon, Illinois.
I. Yeah, 49ers across the board. Let's stay out west. And let's go with the AFC West. Chiefs, very good. Chargers, pretty good. Instead of let's go back to good or bad. Before we make our division picks. Adam, you know more than I do. So
you're talking you want me to predict will it be good or bad next year?
No, if they're good or bad.
Okay. So you want me to pull up the records from last year?
Yeah, so I'll just go through each one and see if I remember right if they were good or bad.
Keep talking while I look this up.
All right, so Chiefs, obviously very good. I do remember that they won the Super Bowl. Chargers, Justin Herbert, very good. Chargers defense, if I remember right, pretty solid.
I got him if you're ready.
All right.
Chiefs, good or bad?
Chiefs, very good.
Okay. Yep, 1 for 1. Chargers.
Pretty good.
10-7. Yes.
Pretty good.
Raiders.
Bad.
6-11. Bad. And then we have the Broncos.
Very bad.
5-12.
All right. I think if you pick anyone other than the Chiefs, you're dumb. I picked someone other than the Chiefs last year, and I was dumb. I thought the Chargers could win that division last year.
I did too, and I'm not gonna lie. The Chargers were my Super Bowl preseason pick. Did not work out very well for me. I
I
don't know
just think
why I picked him.
until they prove us wrong, you cannot, no matter like what changes come in the offseason, as long as they still have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid, I'm gonna take the Chiefs to win that
I would
division.
even go as far as saying as long as they have Patrick Mahomes. He's that
Yeah,
good.
honestly, yeah.
But yeah, you have Travis Kelce, you have Andy Reid. They did lose Eric Bieniemy, their offensive coordinator, to the Commanders. He's now the head coach of the Commanders. People are overreacting and saying how this will affect Mahomes and all this stuff. It's not going to. Newsflash.
Yeah,
Mahomes
like
is still very good.
obviously it doesn't help that he lost his OC that's been there forever. Uh but he's still Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's all Chiefs here.
And I think doesn't Andy Reid call plays anyways?
Yeah, most of the time.
Or like at least has like a very big hand in it if he
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily call them all. But
Jack, do you know who the Chiefs' new offensive coordinator is?
I feel like since you're asking me, I should probably know.
You do know this guy, and you don't like this guy.
I know who it is.
Should we just not say his name?
For some reason, I can't remember his first name. Probably because I've tried to erase him from my memory. Matt Nagy.
Yes. Matt Nagy has a Super Bowl ring. That sucks.
I think one thing that's slept on about the Chiefs is they did get worse at receiver though. I think their only good receiver they have is Kadarius Toney.
They did lose Mecole Hardman, who was kind of an underrated guy for Patrick Mahomes for however long that Patrick Mahomes has been in the league, what, 5 or 6 years.
I don't think they Smith-Schuster either.
They don't have him either. They do have
Where'd
Kadarius
he
Toney, and they do have Sky Moore. Who?
Those are like their only two guys.
Where'd Juju go?
Patriots.
You serious?
I am serious.
I think they might have Valdez Scantling too.
They do have him still. I picked him in fantasy because I thought he was going to be very good, and it was like a late round. I think it was my last pick. I picked Valdez Scantling in fantasy, and I thought, like, oh, this is a steal, and he sucks.
I mean, anyone, as long as you can run down the field, like, Patrick Mahomes will find you. So, I mean, like, it probably does play a factor. I mean, like, obviously you had the best receiver, one of the best receivers in the league, that he lost last year. Still ended up winning the Super Bowl without him, with Tyreek Hill. So I think, like, obviously not having as great of receivers plays a part in it, but I think they'll be fine. I think they'll win that division.
I think they'll win it handily.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Chiefs are across the board. Have we had different picks on any
We
division?
have not.
I think we all went Bears, Eagles, Chiefs,
Saints,
and
Niners. All right, let's go to the NFC or AFC. Let's go south.
Jaguars, Titans, Colts, Texans.
All right, Jaguars. Good.
9-8.
Colts. Very bad.
4-12.
But
Good
not
answer.
but not bad enough.
But not bad enough.
Not worse than the Bears.
Here's the thing, man. This is probably 100% of a biased take, but I don't think it is. There are two winners in the NFL season: the Chiefs and the Chicago Bears.
Everyone else
One
lost.
won the Super Bowl. One won the number one pick. Imagine just barely missing the playoffs and you just get like a middle, first round pick. If you're gonna miss the playoffs, miss the playoffs.
So, like, imagine the life of a Bears fan for the last, like, 15 years.
Yeah, this is all coming from the mind of a Bears fan.
We either got, like, the last wild card spot, would win the division a random year, or missed out on the last wild card spot by, like, half a game.
I think they should name the Bears' new stadium to In the Hunt.
We're always in the hunt.
We're always in the hunt. You can never count us out, though. We are always in the hunt.
Yeah. Bears and
the ketchup bottles from Heinz Field do Hunt's ketchup.
Hunt's ketchup. In the hunt. But yeah, back to it. In case you forgot NFC North champs, Chicago Bears. But back to the AFC South. Texans, also very bad, but shout out Lovie Smith for winning in Week 17 so that the Bears could get the number 1 pick.
And shout out Davis Mills for that magical comeback.
Is Davis Mills their quarterback next year?
Nope, C.J. Stroud.
So 3 teams have rookie quarterbacks.
Like that are going to start rookie quarterbacks?
Not the Titans. I believe they're going to have Tannehill still start, but the Colts and Texans will.
Who else is in the division?
Jaguars,
Titans, Colts, Texans.
Oh,
I'm going Jaguars.
Jaguars.
They're the best team. The other 3 are all going to be terrible.
Jaguars, Colts, Texans,
Titans.
Titans. Titans.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jaguars here too.
You know what? I'll mix it up. I'll go Titans.
I was thinking about taking them, but it just scares me because they're a very run-heavy offense. It's kind of one of those things where, you have Derrick Henry, so I don't blame him. But when they get down a score, 10 points, and it's, second half anytime, it's tough to run the ball. And they just keep running the ball, and it's hard to pass out of that.
Yeah.
Especially because they had Malik Willis playing for a little bit, and he stunk. And then Tannehill is not the best quarterback, and they have no wide receivers. They did draft Traylon Burks last year. He didn't really pan out as well, but I can't really blame him. But now you have D-Hop, so maybe something could be different in Tennessee.
Maybe. That's my pick.
Jack's going Titans here.
All right. Let's run through these last 2 quickly because this ended up going a lot longer than I think we all thought it was going to, so we can get to our draft. AFC North, Bengals, Browns, don't help me, Steelers, and Bengals, Browns, Steelers, Ravens.
There you go.
I'm going Bengals. 1, because Joe Burrow. 2, because Jamar Chase. And 3, because Chase Brown.
I'm going Ravens.
Oh.
I'm going Browns. I'll pick a different one.
Oh, wow. Lamar. And then, who's the... Oh, Deshaun.
Yes. Here's my thought process behind the Ravens here. Lamar got paid. There is obviously concern with him as it gets down to week 13, 14, 15 where he does get injured. Very hard to be sustainable with how he plays, and as a team that has a quarterback who his main strength is running. I'm back in the Ravens this year. They did get Odell, Mark Andrews. They do have him as well. And the Ravens defense is always good. So I'm going to go Ravens here. I do think this is maybe a dumb pick because the Bengals are in this division. But the Bengals and Ravens will be top 2 in this division.
Yeah, I'm going Browns. I think Nick Chubb is slept on as one of the top 1, 2, 3 running backs in the NFL.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah, I had him on my fantasy team last year. I had him and I can't remember the other running back I had, but he was a guaranteed 17 to 20 points a game. Excuse me, which basically means that he was awesome, and he's good. Deshaun Watson, bad things, probably bad person.
Good football player.
Good football player. So, and the Browns, I feel like Browns are always gritty, Browns always have some grit and some heart. So I feel like they got a good chance, but selfishly and biasly, I am going with the Bengals, mostly because Chase Brown, I think, has a pretty solid chance to be their starting running back by the end of the year.
Yeah, Joe Mixon did just re-sign. That was kind of up in the air for a while. So maybe he does.
Yeah. I'm rooting for Joe Mixon to be
But
bad.
fun fact, real quick, back to this Nick Chubb talk. I did have Nick Chubb in my fantasy team 2 years ago, I believe. Yeah, 2 years ago. And my team name was Morning Chubb. So just give a laugh to all the listeners there.
Thanks for that, Adam.
You bet.
AFC East?
Last one. Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets.
Jets. I hope they win the Super Bowl.
So you're on that side of it, okay? So you're on the side that you hope Aaron Rodgers just wins everything.
Yeah. Well, I hope they lose in the AFC Championship to the Bills, actually, because I actually really like the Bills. The last couple years I've liked them. I just think they're kind of a fun team.
They're
I don't
a very
see how,
fun team. I like their colors too.
unless you're the Chiefs, like, because they play them so much, I feel like, and always in, like,
Maybe
usually-
Bengals too.
yeah. Unless you're like the Chiefs and the Bengals who, like, constantly play them, like, in the late rounds of the playoffs. I don't see how, and maybe probably, like, their division opponents too. But anyone else, I feel like, how could you not like the Bills? The Bills just seem cool. Bills Mafia is awesome. Josh
Allen is
Allen's
a dog.
awesome.
Yeah.
They always have a really good defense too. And just the city of Buffalo is awesome. I feel like
This is a division where it's pretty tough to pick a team. I think if you pick the Dolphins, Bills, or Jets, it's not a really bad pick. If you pick the Patriots, you're probably wrong. I'm gonna go Bills here though. I just feel like they're just too good.
I'm gonna go Bills also. I like the Dolphins. They got Jalen Ramsey, which I think is a big addition, but I still think the Bills are really good. So I think Josh Allen just takes that division over.
Yeah, and I think going back to our previous conversation, Adam, I am one of those guys that I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers to be amazing because I think it would hurt more if he finally leaves and he's just terrible. And it's like, why couldn't this have happened like when he was with the Packers? So like I want him to be good and I want other teams to feel my pain that I've felt for so long. Because I feel like if he goes to the Jets and they go like 5-12 and he is just awful and Zach Wilson ends up taking his job by the end of the year, I'm gonna be like, why couldn't this have happened like 3 years ago in Green Bay?
I haven't really made my decision on what I want to happen. I know I would rather have Aaron Rodgers be like than the Jets be good or win the Super Bowl rather than see the Packers win the Super Bowl.
But
I'm
you still rather them both be bad.
Yes, I'm just rooting for. I don't know if they play each other, but I'm just rooting for 0-17s for both. And if they play each other, tie.
So the Packers would have 2 ties.
Yes, with the Panthers as well on Christmas Eve. So make sure after you watch that game, you get in bed early. Santa's coming to town. Just root for that tie.
Yeah.
Your Christmas wish should be a tie.
Yeah. You don't need the new Xbox game or the new whatever's out by then. What you need is a Packers-Panthers tie.
Confirmed.
But yeah, I'm kind of. I mean, like I still hate Aaron Rodgers. Like I'm always gonna hate him.
I hate him.
And like it really hurts to want him to do good. Like I said, I'd rather him have like I want him to have one good season with the Jets and then be bad next year. Like I just don't want it to be immediately bad. If that makes sense.
The Jets being good would be a fun team because I think their defense is really good. Did you see that they just gave Quinnen Williams the most guaranteed money the Jets have ever gave anybody?
Yeah, they gave him a fat contract.
Like $96 million or something.
They did sign. Well, first of all, they signed Allen Lazard and Randall Cobb too.
I think Garrett Wilson is an animal.
Garrett Wilson is very good, and they have Breece Hall as well.
Back from the ACL.
So the Jets have a really good roster. Their defense is pretty solid. Obviously, Sauce Gardner's on there, and then you bring in Aaron Rodgers. I think it's a really young team, and I hate to say this, but like from a football perspective, having like a veteran guy like Aaron Rodgers come into your team with that young of a team is very beneficial.
Yeah.
But I still hate him. He should be in jail.
Yeah.
Jail.
With the new mic, that really sounds convincing.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be my new thing there.
All right. Should we do Super Bowl picks too? Why not?
Why not? I don't
Uh,
think about this.
let's go. No explanation. Just picks.
Just a team name.
Jackson, 3, 2, 1.
Eagles.
Adam, 3, 2, 1.
Chicago Bears.
All right, I was gonna do a different team, but now I feel like since you said it, I have to say it too.
I was going to as well, but here I will give you the Chicago Bears, and then I will also say the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna say the Bills. Partially because I want them, partially because I think they definitely can. And I'd love to see Buffalo win a Super Bowl. I feel like that parade would be the coolest thing of all
I would
time.
love to see all of the bowling tables in the Buffalo surrounding area be sold out.
And then immediately destroyed.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'll go Chicago Bears with a slight second of Buffalo Bills.
That was talking football.
That was talking football. That went a lot longer than we thought it was going to.
It always happens.
Pre-recording, we all said that we prayed and hoped that this could last at least 20 minutes, and it ended up going almost an hour.
It started off very slow. We talked about Rory for maybe 3 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, we might not even get to 15. But I was even going to talk college football, but I don't think we even have time for that anymore. So we'll go through our
We'll
college.
save that. We'll save
Yeah.
that.
Next week, actually, no. Next week we have the Open that we can actually talk about.
Well, speaking of that, next week maybe I'll shoot a text to my dear old friend Max Callerman and see if he wants to bring his golf knowledge back on the podcast for a U.S. Open preview or post U.S. Open.
British Open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dimplehead.
Yeah. So next week we'll talk golf, and then the week after, let's do this, but for college football.
I'm in.
Yeah. Let's turn a praying that it goes 20 minutes segment into an hour long segment. I could actually make that one go an hour long though. But
yeah, you probably could.
And then we'll come up with a college football draft for that too. We'll get in the lab and think of something. But let's get to the draft today. I don't think I've said the topic yet.
No, you haven't. But let me read the results from the Big Three draft. Congrats to. We'll just give to Team Swanson. Team Swanson, you're the winner. Team Hobson and Team Swanson did tie in the Twitter polls, but Team Swanson was the one who got rounded up. So, Team Swanson, you're victorious.
Thank you. 1-0 on all time.
I'm 0-3.
I am. What?
You're 2-1, I believe.
2-1 now. Yeah. Well, I feel like the two-person draft probably shouldn't count towards the record.
I'm still under 500. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, we'll give it to the guest too. You know.
I blew that draft so the guest could win.
Yeah. We all tanked it on purpose. We just didn't tell Jackson. But congratulations to Jackson. Let's get into our draft today. This is I don't know exactly how to word it, but just like the good vibes scramble outing draft. So we have 5 categories. We have 3 players. 1 is a golfer. 1 is a non-golfer athlete. And 1 is a celebrity. Then we have a course to play at, and then a food/drink. Can be alcoholic, can be non-alcoholic. Whatever you like to drink on the course, or whatever you like to eat on the course. Could be a food too. We got 3 people. So, I got a number between 1 and 2 behind my back. Jackson, what is it?
2.
No. Adam.
It's 1.
Yeah. Just
Let's go.
Making sure you're paying attention.
Let's go.
Would you like 1, 2, or 3?
I'll take 1.
Jackson, would you like 2 or 3? Guess first.
I'm gonna go with the 2 pick.
All right, I will take the 3rd pick. These can be drafted in any order. We're not going like each round is a category. So you can draft in whatever order you wish. And Adam, without further ado, take us off. Pick one.
This was a 1-1 no-brainer pick for me. I'm gonna go play at Augusta National. That's my golf course here.
I thought there were 2 things that could be capable of 1-1, and this was one of them. I slightly lean towards this as well if I did get the number 1 pick, but I think playing at Augusta would be so cool.
I'm probably gonna hit a lot of my balls into the azaleas. Maybe a couple off the bridge. It's just course management. The golfers really do not know that if you play into the azaleas, you get good karma, and there's good rolls off the bridges. So if I feel like if I played at Augusta, I'd shoot 5 or 6 under.
It's a scramble too.
My course is Augusta.
Great pick.
Yeah, I was hoping to get Augusta too. If you passed on it, that's why I went there. I think that's like easily the number one course, and I'm kind of thin on courses, so.
Yeah. All right, Jackson. Your pick.
Number 2, I'm gonna take Tiger Woods. I think he's just like the number 1 golfer for almost anybody that watches golf, especially our age. Like growing up watching golf, he's always the dude on Sunday that you're seeing.
Yeah, that was the 1 and 2 picks that should be in this draft.
That was the other one that I was thinking was capable of 1-1. I think those as the top 2 were no-brainers. Kind of regretting not doing a coin toss at least for pick number 2, and just kind of handing you guys Tiger and Augusta. But I'm a host of this podcast and I'm generous to my guests, so you get Tiger Woods. But that's a great pick.
Appreciate it.
No problem. I have 2 picks. I'm gonna go drink round 1.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with the transfusion.
Good pick.
Only place I ever drink these is on the golf course.
So good.
Don't even know what the mix is. But you get those like Owens mixers, put it in, put shot, maybe 2 if you're feeling like going low, of vodka in there. And then you just have yourself a day. Like I said, golf course is the only place I ever drink transfusions. The only place I ever even drink vodka. I don't drink vodka anywhere except a golf course, just because I feel like it's more of a summer vibe. But yeah, I'm going transfusion with my 1st round pick.
It's a good pick.
And then for my 2nd pick, I'm going to go. You guys can tell me what you feel if this goes under athlete or celebrity. But I'm going to go Charles Barkley.
Tough.
Yeah, I had him on my list, and I was going to ask that same question to you, so I don't have an answer for you.
I would say you can pick.
Yeah, you pick.
I'll take him as athlete. I know like he's more of a celebrity, I guess, to us in the sense of like we never ever really saw him play. But he's like a celebrity because he's an athlete.
Yep.
And he's on the show at TNT at what's it called?
Inside the NBA.
Inside the NBA. He's on that show because he was an athlete, so I'll go athlete there. Not the greatest golfer, but this isn't about going low. This is about having vibes. And I think having Charles Barkley in my cart would be the most fun day ever with a transfusion and Charles Barkley. I think you can't go wrong with that combo.
Yeah, it's a good 1-2 punch you got there so far.
Jackson, thoughts on that?
Oh, no, that's a great pick. That's what I was looking at taking with my second pick. So I'm going to have to make a hard pivot here. But, yeah, no, I think it's a great pick.
Speaking of
last week in the Big Three.
Speaking of taking a hard pivot, you got to do it quick because you are on the clock now.
Yep, I think I'm going to go with the hot dog at the turn.
There's nothing better than the hot dog at the turn.
Shit. I was literally gonna. That puts a ripple in my plans there.
There's nothing like going out there, shooting like 52 on the front, and then being like, you know what's going to save my back nine and turn things around? A dog at the turn.
They're so good. They taste so much better after 9 holes.
They can be the worst hot dog made ever, and it's still going to taste good.
I think you're exactly right.
Great pick, Jackson. Great pick.
Yeah, great pick.
Great value.
Great second round value, yeah. If Roach was able to join tonight and this was a 4-man pod, I don't know if it would have gotten to round 2. But
yeah.
But yeah, Adam, you got 2.
I do have 2. I'm gonna go with my first pick. The second round, I'm gonna go my golfer slot. I'm gonna go with John Daly.
That was up there for me too.
Feel like it's just a no-brainer of a major vibes guy. What's the course record and where's his first tee?
I was between him and Chuck. I was always going to take Transfusion first round once I knew I was the third pick, and I knew that those two weren't getting back to me. But I thought I could take Chuck and sneak Daly to the third round, but that would be such a great vibe. Because I feel like also a lot of these golf, like playing with Tiger would be sick, but at the same time, like he would just. I mean, it would be nice for a scramble to have him, obviously, but I feel like you just like look at his shots and be like the whole time, like, wow, why can't I do that? And like you do the same thing with Daly, but Daly I feel like would be a lot funnier. But Tiger was definitely the right pick at number 2, but Daly was right up there with my
Strictly more vibes is Daly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew I couldn't pass Tiger, so I thought I was going to try to maybe sneak John Daly in as my celebrity because I feel like maybe he's more of just like famous for being a like celebrity golfer than a like actually professional golfer at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a great pick. And Adam, you got another one.
I do have another one. For my non-golfer athlete, I'm going to take Michael Jordan. Great, probably the best gambler on the golf course. Stories that you hear of him playing for like hundreds of thousands of dollars on one singular hole. They're funny. And plus, as a big Michael Jordan and Chicago Bulls fan, just couldn't pass up the opportunity to have drafted him on my team.
Yeah, I feel like playing with Jordan would be so sick. He's also just a pretty good golfer for being a non-golfer. I feel like my only con with Jordan, and it's not a very big one, but I feel like you could get yourself into some financial trouble with Jordan.
Gamble responsibly.
Yeah, so gamble responsibly when playing in your 4-man scramble with Jordan, but great athlete pick.
Thank you.
Jackson, any thoughts?
No, I think that's a great pick. I think he's the number one like athlete golfer. If you're him or Barkley funnier, Jordan is like a crazy like athlete you want to meet, and then he just being like super into golf too.
All right, Jackson, your third round pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of piggyback on the Jordan and take his golf course, Grove 23.
I did not think about that one, but
I didn't either. But that's a good pick.
Yeah, I think that's a sweet course to play, and like only like the most famous people. There's like I think there's only 100 members maybe or something like that.
Yeah, it's low.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be insane to play. I've seen like videos and stuff of that course, and it looks so sick. And also like like you said, the exclusivity factor would be awesome to play there. But
Yeah, it's not one of like your cool ones you're gonna see at a major like you get with Augusta, but I mean it's still a pretty sweet course to play.
yeah. All right. Well, I have two. I can save court. I can save a couple things, but I do have to take something. For my celebrity, I don't know how big of a celebrity he is, but awesome golf celebrity and hilarious recent rise through YouTube. I'm going Fat Perez from Bob Does Sports. I feel like that would be just a great vibe. Also a great golfer. He's kind of like our ringer in my group, besides my actual golfer too that I'm yet to pick. But I feel like he would just be great vibes on the course. Uh, he would also throw back some transfusions with me.
Yes, he would.
And his recent rise to stardom has been an awesome journey to watch through the lens of YouTube and him and Bob Does Sports. But yeah, I'm going Fat Perez.
That's a good pick. I didn't even think about having him on my list, but I should have.
Jackson, you watch Bob Does Sports?
Yeah, I just found Fat Perez like a week or two ago when I was on the way back from the Ozarks watching YouTube, and he is hilarious.
He's just the Euro step is the funniest thing ever. But yeah, he's also like just an insane golfer for no reason too.
Mm-hmm.
I think the name says itself, Fat Perez. You know you're gonna have a good time with a guy named Fat Perez.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm going with. I'll take my golfer, and I'll go. This is another kind of vibes pick. Uh, no, I'm not gonna take him. I'll take someone else. I feel like this is a good vibes pick too. Probably not as good a vibes pick as the guy I was thinking about taking, but I think this guy has pretty good vibes and is a much better golfer. I'm gonna go with Brooks Koepka. Just think he's hilarious. Obviously, getting to see him a lot more through stuff like Full Swing and his frequent appearances on Part of My Take.
Top tier.
He seems like a hilarious guy, and he's also one of the world's best golfers. So
I also
feel
think
like-
he holds a world record for longest time without blinking.
yeah, at the Panthers playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
All-time video.
an insane video to watch. Just him staring into
Into the abyss, really.
yeah. But yeah, I'm going Koepka.
Good pick.
Jackson, you have your fourth round pick.
All right, yeah. So for my fourth pick, I got celebrity and athlete left. I'm gonna go celebrity. I'm gonna go Donald Trump. I think you can't turn down the
He was on my list. He was on my
plays
list.
A lot of golf, I know.
That would just be a hilarious cart ride too.
Oh,
You're eating
right
turn
now, he's
dogs
right
with
now
Donald Trump.
doing all the cheating we need to do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought about putting him on my board for celebrity, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna turn the podcast political, but I don't think this is
Vibes, no politics here.
I don't think this is a political take. I think this is no matter what side you are, red or blue, you can't deny that some of the things that Donald Trump says, whether he means them to be funny or not, probably most times he doesn't mean them to be funny, are just absurdly hilarious. Just the things. I don't know, man. Yeah, that would just be a hilarious 18 holes of golf to play with.
And I have Tiger Woods the best golfer ever, and Donald Trump the best like golf cheater ever. I think everybody says he's always kicking the ball around. And
yeah, your minimum like
tell Donald Trump that he's cheating.
You're getting your minimum going like 25 under.
Oh yeah.
With Tiger and old 45. Adam, your last two picks.
I'm just gonna mash these two together. With my celebrity, I'm gonna go with Adam Sandler. And then for my drink or food, I want to ask you guys about this. I was just gonna pick beer. Do I need to pick a specific?
So that.
I think you can if you want. If there's one in particular that you really love, go for it. But if you don't have one in mind, I think beer is fine.
Okay, yeah, I'll just keep beer. But
You
yeah, I'm
don't
gonna
want
go
to
beer.
alienate people on the graphic.
Yeah, it'll look better on the graphic. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with beer and then Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore, strictly vibe guy. Hopefully he comes out with the long baggy sweatpants and maybe just a nice striped golf polo that's not tucked in.
Yeah, I think you're getting a minimum 3 Happy Gilmore swings off the tee too. Like, I don't think you can ask for it on one. I think you got to wait a little bit, get a little comfortable with Adam. But I think by about like hole 12, like you've hit the turn, you got your dog, you've had your beers. Then I think you can start going like, hey, can you actually like hit the like can you like you can't hit it as far as Happy Gilmore can, but can you actually hit the ball straight with the Happy Gilmore swing? And then he's gonna
We'll
be like,
just
oh,
yeah, I'll have John Daly just put one out in the fairway for us, put one safe, and then I'll shoot to Sandler and just tell him to rip it.
yeah, yeah. Great 2 picks. I think those are very good 2 picks.
Thank you.
Jackson, thoughts, and then your pick.
Yeah, I think Happy Gilmore, awesome like golf movie. Great to get Adam Sandler as a celebrity, but yeah, I think the beer too. You just can't miss on beer. Beer's awesome.
Beer is awesome.
Beer is awesome.
Yeah. All right, Jackson, your last pick.
My last one, I got athlete. I was kind of blanking on this one. I'm gonna go Mike Trout just because that one video of him at Top Golf where he just rips the
Oh,
ball
he
like
launched that ball into orbit. I don't think it's
300
I don't think it's
yards
fallen
over.
yet. It's still carrying.
Yeah,
That's a good pick. Mike Trout would be sick. Seems like a good guy. We don't get to see a whole lot of him being out in
also
Anaheim, but
ride in the cart with him, get like some actually try to talk to him, even though he doesn't ever talk in the media.
yeah, exactly.
Learn something about him.
Yeah, seems like a cool guy. But good pick, good pick. For my last pick, I have course. I'm between a couple right now. One that would be like really hard but pretty cool, and then one that like I think would be a little bit easier but still pretty solidly cool.
Fond du Lac.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pekin Country Club. Not actually.
I'm putting that on the graphic.
Yeah, no, Pine Lakes actually for me. Um, I'm gonna go. I'll go with the hard one, but it'd be really cool. I'm gonna go the old course at St. Andrews.
That was
Uh,
gonna be my second course if I didn't get that. If I didn't
Multiple
get a good start.
factors in that. I get to take a plane trip over to England.
Across the pond.
I feel like Chuck or Brooks would get us on a PJ there, a little private jet action. I think they'd help out the scramble crew and get us over there in style. So I think you got to incorporate everything into that. Like I get the plane trip over there. I get to play the old course. I'd probably get maybe one putt counted if they let me putt first, and I somehow make one on those swoopy greens.
Swoopy greens.
But yeah, I'm not getting the shot counted on this scramble, but I'm gonna have a good time doing it. So, but yeah, honorable mentions.
I'll just empty my list real quick. I had Will Ferrell. Travis Kelce was another one of mine who I was thinking about taking as my non-golfer athlete. And then I had Blake Bortles and Dan Katz.
Solid picks, solid picks. Jackson.
Yeah, I didn't have much for honorable mentions. There's obviously like the good sports golfers like Curry and Romo, but I didn't want to take like just like a dude that does golf on TV. I don't know. I wanted to get a more interesting one, I guess.
Yeah. Course. The only one I was thinking about was TPC Sawgrass. I
I had
thought
Pebble Beach as well.
yeah, Pebble Beach would be pretty cool. For golfer, I had Ricky and Joel Damon. I thought Joel Damon would be just a pure vibes guy. Athlete, I had Josh Allen on there and Tony Romo. Celebrity, I had Justin Timberlake. I don't know. He just seems like a cool guy. I was like,
He does seem like a cool guy.
I don't know. For some, I just looked up celebrities that golf, and Justin Timberlake was one of the first ones that came up, and I was like, I know no one else is going to take him, so if someone does by chance take Fat Perez, I'll just take JT. Food and drink was by far my biggest category, probably because I like to drink on the golf course, and I like to eat just about anywhere. But I got a Miller Lite. I like the unexpected cheeseburger on the golf course every once in a while.
I like how you said you called it the unexpected cheeseburger.
Yeah, you never really eat cheeseburgers.
Underrated too is the cold cut sandwich.
The cold cut sandwich is always good. I've only had a chicken salad sandwich one place, and it was a golf course, and it was pretty good. And then I had it somewhere else. I had it like a family reunion once, and I hated it. But then I was like, you know what? I'll have the chicken salad at the golf course, and it was insane. And I think it was purely because I was at a golf course, and that's just like a golf course type sandwich. So
Strictly vibes.
I'm not a
Fireball.
golf course cigar guy, but I thought maybe a golf course cigar could fit in on food and drink.
I would have allowed that.
Classic stogie.
Fireball shooters. Only place I'll ever drink Fireball is a golf course.
Agreed. I will second that statement.
And then vodka lemonade.
Classic.
Also the only place, like I said, the only place I drink vodka is a golf course. And I think just a solid vodka lemonade. Got the lemonade in there for summertime. Got the vodka in there, summertime. Feel like that's just a good solid drink to have on the course. But those are my honorable mentions.
Good draft.
Yeah, good draft. That was fun.
Good draft, guys.
This podcast went a lot longer than I thought it would, but that's okay. That means we had a good time.
We did.
Jackson, thanks again for joining.
Oh, yeah, thanks for the invite.
We'll be back next week with a Open Championship. I think that's what the British want it called. You can't call it the British Open. You got to call it the Open Championship. So we'll be back next week with an Open Championship recap. Let's go quick rapid fire. Open Championship predictions.
Max Homa.
I like Cam Smith.
Back to back. The easy pick is Rory. No, I don't take the easy road. I'm going Ricky. Ricky getting the first major. I think this is the time. He's playing great golf. So I'm going to go Ricky. Any shout-outs? I always forget to think about shout-outs. And then
I always forget about him too. I don't have any.
I had a shout-out that I thought about on Saturday afternoon. I should have wrote it down. I was just like...
I need to be better remembering to think about some of those.
Shout out Kobe.
Shout out Kobe. That's just a given, though, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Jackson, any shout outs?
No shout outs for me today.
Dude, I was literally thinking about it and I almost wrote it down on my notes. I was like, oh, this would be a good shout out, and then I forgot about it.
I do have one shout out. Shout out LeBron James for telling us that he's not retiring. So thank you, LeBron. Thank
you, LeBron, for telling us what we already knew.
Yep.
All right, I guess that's the show. Appreciate you guys listening, and we'll be back next week.